Well, I guess it was a consequence of changing my eating habits 9.5 years ago when I went vegan. I went from being from endorsing fast food back in Mexico to being vegan and an activist. So I went from making money to giving money. It was a big change, and I met my friends from Igualdad Animal, or Animal Equality, down in Mexico, and they invited me over to give voice to the 360-degree experience that shows what happens to pigs in slaughterhouses down in Latin America. So they film everything down there because, a lot of people down there think, oh, that happens in the States or that happens in Asia, but doesn't happen in our country. So they actually went and did that. They filmed all that footage, and it was an honor to give the voice to that documentary or footage. So they've been touring Mexico, they've been touring universities. We went to the Mexican Senate a couple of weeks ago, last month, to talk about the relationship between the violence between humans and animals, and how that spreads out and becomes also violence amongst humans. So we were received at the Senate. Animal Equality has been pushing very important laws down there. There's been big achievements, and spreading the word, making people understand that even if you don't care for animals, it's important for humans. I think that people in Latin America, since these are countries where people have a lot of suffering, they can relate better with suffering. I think in first world countries, when there's a lot of people living in a beautiful bubble, because it is a bubble, right? It's not how the world is, but we have the privilege of living with wonderful streets and resources and grocery stores and all these abundance. Sometimes it's more difficult for people to relate to suffering. And people that have been more in touch with suffering from the beginning, they understand better what it feels like to have physical suffering at any level. So I'm seeing tremendous gains down there. I mean, the Mexican government, the Senate, the House of Representatives, governors, mayors are opening the doors for us to go in there and talk about this. And it's happening. Laws are changing. The positive thing down there is that huge corporations are not as powerful as they are here. So people want to get something done, and it's just a matter of convincing the authorities and showing that we have a popular support, and we don't have a strong opposition of these huge corporations that are lobbying and giving money for campaigns and stuff. So it's a very different political system. I know we should, and I'm not saying that things are better there by any means. There's so many wonderful things about the U.S. I'm a citizen of both countries, but I have to say that if we are going to measure the resources that are being put in Latin America and the success we're having, it's going very, very fast. We're still nowadays fighting for women's rights and minority rights, and a lot of things are not done yet, but there's been a lot of good things happening in the past, and now is the time for animals. Now is the time for gay people. Now is the time for immigrants. Now is the time for a lot of others. So the same way we're now enjoying the benefits of what other activists in the past did, it's our time now. And what I would tell millennials and all young people is that, is the same way we know the word racism, which is discrimination by the color of our skin. The word, speciesism is the same thing. Speciesism is the word. Is that the right? Is speciesism or speciesism? The first one. No, the second one. Speciesism. Millennials, I have a new word for you. Speciesism, which is discrimination by species. Is saying my doggy deserves to be happy, and oh my God, if they punish him, I would kill, I would sue, I would do something about it, but a cow or a pig can be punished because God made them for us to use them no matter how much they suffer. That is the same reasoning that people in the past used for discrimination by race. So that's my message. Speciesism. Especismo en español.